Welcome everybody for today's class. This is going to be on innovation and entrepreneurship, and in the next 3 weeks we're going to be focusing on subjects around this topic, which is how to write a business plan. First of all, this week we're going to discuss business plan overview. In the second class of this week, we're going to discuss how effective presentation techniques. And next week, we're going to go deeper into business plan writing. What I would like you to study on your own is the iş planı sections of Ali Beba's book, which is actually the 11th grade subject matter. But I want you to read all the parts as much as you can related to business plan development and presentation at home. Okay, after this class, until next week actually, because next lesson we're going to do presentation techniques. Okay, now let's get started. First, let's try to remember the sequence of things that we were doing when we had an idea about something. First of all, an innovation idea started with determining something. What? Determining what? Can somebody tell me? Efe?
Can you repeat again?
How does an innovation idea start in your head? First of all, you need to identify what?
Identify.
You need a problem, that's right. And that problem is supposed to meet a what? Meet a need, right?
Solution.
Must be a solution. There must be a solution for that problem. And when we solve that problem, a certain need of somebody or some group of people will be met. Is this clear? So there is a need, there is a requirement on the side of a segment of people, and that segment of people, who has the requirement, who has the need, is our target segment. And when we determine this need, when we identify, when we observe that there is a need, for example, what is a need these days? When you observe around you, what can you tell about the needs of people? Efe Karadeniz burada mı?
Hocam geldim de biraz
Geç mi geldin?
geç geldim.
Tamam canım. Okay. What can you say about the needs of people around you these days? What do they need when you observe around you? What do
If
they
I
need?
give example for that. Ya, sağlık alanında olabilir mi diyeceğim ama.
Olabilir, yes, health related things like what, for example, masks, right?
Yeah, right.
What else? What else do they need now? For example, there is an innovative way of producing masks. What is that? By using what? Some people do that nowadays. How do they produce masks now? Some innovative people.
Produce.
Using what? Something that you know very well.
3D
What kind of
printer.
printers?
Cloth.
What kind of printers do they use?
Cloth.
3D.
3D printers, right? Some innovative young people now produce the sanitary masks by what? Filters by using 3D printers, for example.
But it takes so long.
Yeah, but it's an innovative idea, right? Because 3D printers, it's much cheaper and it can be used anywhere, right?
Right.
Anybody with the required specifications can produce masks by the 3D printers. And Spain, for example, uses that now. We'll start using that. What else? What kind of other needs can you identify these days? Yes, come on, Deniz.
Maybe
Jake-
a cure.
Yeah.
I have an idea too.
Yes, come on. Can you tell me?
The street animals are hungry, so people in their home they can't go out, so the street animals is hungry.
Okay, the street animals are hungry, and something has to be done for them, right? And the people can't go
Yeah.
out and feed them, so there should be a service for that, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
For example, what else can you say?
We
How
have-
about people who cannot go to work? What do they need?
They are working at home, so
The government needs to pay some, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one way, but there might be other ways of helping each other, some more innovative ways. For example, one idea is crowdfunding, right?
What
Can we
was it?
establish crowdfunding platforms for helping each other? What do you say?
Could you repeat again? I didn't understand.
Can we start, for example, as civil people? Can the municipalities start crowdfunding platforms? Crowdfunding, what's crowdfunding? Kitlesel fonlama. Efe, for example, what do you think, Efe Karadeniz? Can we start crowdfunding platforms for this?
We can, but I don't think we need.
You don't need it. Why not? Yeah, tell
Because,
me.
I think in the future we will we will have to be in-house for 24/7.
Okay, so
So-
you mean
There are already some crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter.
that's right, and they help the people who have to work, but they need money in order to stay home. Can these platforms help these people
Yeah, of course.
by some campaigns, for
They
example?
can, but if a person have to stay at home 24/7, that means the country's government should help them.
Okay, all right, that's also
why
true.
I don't think that they need money.
Yes, but you know what? Today, for example, the Istanbul municipality started a campaign because there is not enough help from the government at this moment. They started a campaign around this. But anyways, the idea is first we identify a need and then we develop an idea to meet that need, to solve that problem. Okay. Now this period, we call it idea generation period, idea development period. Okay. The idea is very new and we need to work on this idea. And this is pre-incubation period, it's called.
I remember this part.
Yeah,
Wow.
you remember,
I heard it
right?
before.
So this is
Yeah.
pre-incubation period, ön kuluçka dönemi. Pre-incubation period is the period where you have you identify the need, you have an idea, but you have to work on this idea. It's not validated yet very much, but you develop a very, very preliminary prototype, and that's all you have. Okay? Everybody agrees on this? Who in this competition now is in this stage still? Or have you passed this stage?
I guess we all passed.
Yes, very good.
And I
Yes.
wrote something to chat. Can you have a look at it, please, for a second?
What?
I wrote something to chat. Can you look at it for a second.
Sure. 1 second. Okay, you are Rüzgar?
No, I'm Yavuz Sartomaç.
Okay, no,
I'm
that's
here.
okay. Yeah, that's okay, Yavuz.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Thank
okay.
you.
Okay. All right. So we all passed it at this point. And what is the next stage called? And now I'm telling you, the next stage is where we start processing the idea. And first of all, what do we do in order to process the idea? What do we do with the idea first? We need to validate it, right? Can somebody explain what idea validation means to me? Yeah?
Can you say again?
What does it mean to validate your innovation idea? To validate the idea.
Like we can have a idea, but we need to make sure that we are thinking the same point, the right point.
Yes, and how can you make sure that you are thinking about you are on the right track? Yeah.
I don't know how to say it in English, but pazara inmek.
Yes, so you go to the field and you talk with who? With whom?
The ones have the problem. That
Okay.
our hedef kitle.
Your target segment, right? You go to the field, you talk, you listen to the needs of the target segment and see whether those needs actually overlap with what your idea is, right?
Right.
Or is this a fit? If there is a fit between the needs and your idea, the solution that your idea is about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's validation. And do we do this only once or what?
Only one.
Only one time.
We can do, but we have to desteklemek ne demek hocam?
Support.
We have to support more person because it will so healthy.
Yeah, we have to do this over and over again, not with only one person, right?
Yeah.
With a certain amount of a certain number of people, we have to do this.
And also, every time we take a step, every time we add something to idea, we need to talk with them again.
Exactly. So every time you add a new feature, you add a new thing to the idea, a new dimension or something new to the idea, then you have to also go to the field and ask to the people and listen to actually whether this also overlaps or coincides or is a good fit between the needs of the people.
Like istişare.
Sorry?
İstişare.
Communication, yeah, conversation, right? Okay.
Hocam günaydın. Yoklama aldınız mı? Biraz geç geldim de şu an.
Tamam, resim çekilecek zaten. It's not a problem. We are going to take a picture of the attendance at the end of the class.
Tamam hocam, sağ olun.
Okay. Now, my question, now listen to me carefully. Is it only sufficient to know what the field needs, or do we have to know why they need it, the whole story behind that need? Is it only sufficient to know what they need, or is it, yeah.
What is sufficient?
Is it sufficient?
What is it?
Is it enough to know?
Gerekli demek.
Yeah, is it enough to know what they need only, or do we have to know why they need it? What is actually their real problem, underlying problem, the below the surface problem?
Why the need
They need it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need
we
to
need.
know, right? For example, think about something that you do for agriculture, and you talk with the farmers, and farmers say that they have a problem with irrigation, with watering, okay, with water. Now, can you develop a solution before you listen to the whole story behind it?
We can do.
Can you or can you not? Without, I mean,
If
without.
we-
We don't. Nah.
If we do, I think it means we're analyzing it, not synthesis.
Yeah, so we have to
I don't talk.
see the big picture first. We need to listen to the whole story and then come to find a solution to the specific issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's important. So the why of the problem is important here. When you process your idea as a first step, you need to validate your idea as a first step in the incubation period, and there you need to also understand the why of the problem that the consumer has. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is this clear?
Yep.
Okay. And then what else do we study during the incubation period? When we have an idea, we validated it, and then what do we say? What do we do?
Preparing the prototype.
Prepare the prototype, and in order to prepare the prototype, what kind of decisions should we make? Yeah. What kind of decisions do you make? For example, choice of what? Technology, right? What technology are you going to use, for example? What materials are you going to use, etc., right? The best fit, and what else? You're going to also form a team at this point, and you're going to do a market research which the validation is part of. You're going to look at the reports, the industry, etc., and then you're going to do these conversations with the actual consumers, etc. So all these go into your incubation period work. Okay.
Okay.
And after this work, what do you produce normally?
Number one.
Sorry?
We did prototype. So
Yes,
we have to.
and what else do you produce after the
Sunum ne demek hocam?
presentation?
We will do presentation for citizens. So if they accept this presentation, so prototype, we gonna produce number one.
Yes, but first of all, what is that presentation called normally? What do you have in that presentation? There is a sorry?
Feedback.
Yeah, you get feedback with that presentation, and after the incubation period, you prepare, or as a result of the incubation work, the work that you complete during the incubation period, there is something called canvas, right? There is a business model canvas that you produce. What does the canvas show?
Canvas show.
The canvas show, we can say everything.
Everything.
Define the path.
Yes. Everything meaning what? Tell me some of the things that you need to put in on the business model canvas. It's a one-page document, right? That shows everything about your idea and your business model.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
yes,
it will.
Okay.
We need to write what will cost, like things that will cost, things that will give us money, and our friends, let's say,
Partners.
Our partners our what this idea will do.
The value proposition, yeah, the value that this product will or the service will create, right?
Yes.
And the important thing is that at the end of this stage, you need to understand your problem and your solution and all the aspects of all the parts of the business model so well that when you meet an investor in an elevator, you need to be explaining what this whole thing is about in 15 seconds, okay? And that's called elevator pitch. Have you ever heard about that?
Nice.
No.
Elevator pitch?
No.
Elevator pitch is this. You need to be able to answer the question. For whom, for what need, what is your solution? So, for whom, for what need, what is your solution? You need to be able to describe this in 15 seconds. Is that clear? This should be so concise, so to the point that in 15 seconds you need to be able to communicate that. So in your presentation, the first thing you should do is to answer these three questions, and that's your value proposition. For whom is this service? For what needs is this service? And how does it meet that need? Okay?
Okay.
Elevator pitch. It's described in Ali Beba's book as well.
Which way do you know?
No, I don't know, but you're going to see when you read the business model parts. And this is the end of at the end of the incubation period. What we do is we are ready with our presentation to present it to potential investors, for example. Is this clear? Now, my question is, who is at this stage with the projects for the competition now?
Nasıl öğreniyor ya? Dur, aklıma gelmiyor.
It's
I know, but how can I translate?
What?
Şey olur ya hocam. Ticaret falan yapacaksınız hocam.
Evet.
İşte 3 bölümde oluşuyordu biliyorsanız. 3 bölümde oluşuyordu işte. Projenin yanında destekleyenler vardı. İşte ondan sonra 2. aşamaya geçiyoruz. Ondan sonra 3. aşamaya geçiyorduk ya.
Evet.
İşte 1. aşamasında olanlar var. Onları...
Evet, bu incubation. Bu da yani daha this is before you actually presented to funding, yeah? You don't have funding at the moment. This is concept developed, processed. You have a prototype, and you are ready to present this to the potential investors. Now, my question is, for the competition, whose project is at this stage?
ours.
Yours, okay? You are ready to present it to the interim presentation that I scheduled for April the 10th, 11th, 12th.
That's what you meant.
By the way, in parentheses, there is a change in the rules of the competition. I sent you an email over the weekend. Have you received it?
Yeah, I didn't get this email.
You did or you didn't?
I didn't.
You didn't get this email?
Yeah.
I did. Yes, too.
Actually, I sent it to all the list group. It's about the competition. Maybe you should check it again. But anyways, there is not an interim elimination. So all the groups will continue until the final. Okay?
Okay.
All the groups will continue until the final. However, there is a presentation to the school management on the days 10th, 11th, 12th of April, which I will send you the schedule for.
Okay.
And there you're going to present and you're going to receive feedback on your presentations, and then you're going to continue. Is this clear?
Clear.
Efe, is this clear for you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So nobody will be eliminated at this point. Everybody will go until the final. Every team that is willing to continue with the work will go until the final, okay? Very good. Now, who is ready for a presentation to the school management?
Hocam Mert Ali derse gelmiş. Mikrofonu bozuk olduğu için söyleyemiyormuş. Söylememi rica ettim.
Tamam. Who is ready for presenting to the school management, do you think, at this point? You have about 10 days. Who is ready? Nobody?
I think maybe we're team.
Sorry?
Maybe we can.
You can do that.
No, we're not. We can't.
Yeah, but you have 10 days more. You know that, right? And
Yeah.
I sent you already the structure of the presentation as well.
We will have the presentation in 10 days, but we don't have it right now.
Okay, very good. Very good. But that's going to be your first feedback session in the incubation period, okay? Very good. Now, other than the canvas, there is another very important document that
Kulaklık. Kulaklık. Lütfen.
What's the problem?
Nothing with you, sorry. I forgot to close my mic.
Okay. Other than the business model canvas, there is another very important document that we produce at the end of the incubation period and before we have meetings with the potential funders, fundraising people. I mean, investors, for example, or any other funds that you want to apply for. And that's called business plan. Can anybody tell me the difference between a canvas and a business plan?
Canvas is something that's always changing. When you add a feature or when you take another step, you may change the canvas. Like you may have more partners or the cost may increase or decrease. But a business plan is something that you have that time. So let's say you're making the prototype and you make the business plan and it shows the path, but it shows it for once.
Yeah, okay, very good. So you take you write the business plan as of a certain moment, as of a certain period at the end of the incubation period, and it's a roadmap that shows everybody else to the outside world how you're going to actually make this idea, turn this idea and this prototype into a business, right? It shows you that path. It's like a roadmap that shows you how you're going to transform this idea and the prototype as such into a business, actually an ongoing, a sustainable business. So it's a roadmap. Okay, so it answers. It's a roadmap. I say roadmap. Yol haritası. It's a roadmap. It shows you where are you now, where are you going, and how are you going to get there. What are what is your how are your revenue sources? What are your revenue sources? What are your costs? How is your how are you going to make a profit? So how is your business going to be sustainable business? And how are you going to get this business on a larger scale? How are you going to make it larger going forward? So those kinds of questions are answered in the business plan. And
When we are doing this, after the
at the end of the incubation period, before actually you want somebody to invest in your project, in your startup. So if you go as a candidate to ask for money from a potential investor for a startup, then you have to have a business plan.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Very good. Now, this might be business plan itself might be a long report, and actually, as Alibaba says, it might take 230 to 50 hours, 250 hours of work to generate a business plan. Okay, professional business plan, but it should be so well digested by you that you should be able to tell the gist, the how should I say, the essence of the plan in 15 seconds in an elevator pitch as well. Can you understand this point? It might be a long report, but the most important message you have to be able to communicate in a very short time. Okay?
Okay.
So as to raise attention to your project.
Okay.
Very good. So next in the next class we will do effective presentation techniques, and this is going to help you how to put together a good presentation of different subjects. Now, the next point is, what is the content of a business plan? The first is executive summary, yönetici özeti.
Yönetici özeti.
Yönetici özeti. Now, question. Do we write this as the first thing or as the last thing?
Executive summary? Or, I don't know.
Do we write executive summary, do you think? As the first section or as the first thing to start with, or after we write everything else as the last thing?
Türkçesini bir daha söyleyebilir misiniz hocam?
Bunu sizce ilk önce mi yazıyoruz, sonunda mı yazıyoruz işi?
Executive summary ne demek bir daha?
Yönetici özeti.
Yönetici özeti. Bence last.
Last, right?
I think last two.
Yeah. Why? Because why? We have to write everything else first and then make a good summary out of those sections and put it in the executive summary as the main hitting points, as the main striking points of your project. Okay? Sorry? Okay. Now, what do we write in this first section then, which is problem to solve and solution definition? This is where you will put the elevator pitch, right? For whom? What is the problem? What is the need? And how are we solving this as different from other people?
Okay.
So
I have a question. Can I ask something?
Sure.
What does revisions mean?
Revision means üzerinden geçme, tekrar gözden geçirme.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Where did you see it?
On Fiverr.
Okay. So problem to solve and solution. Here we put for whom, what the problem is, what the need is, and how we are meeting that need. Okay, and then I'm going very fast because we're going to do more in detail these sections in the next week's class. And the mission, vision, and strategic objectives. For example, what is the vision? Can somebody tell me what the vision of their project is?
Vision.
Kaan? What is the mission and the vision of your project?
What do you mean by
Efe, will you say or
Kaan? Efe, sen yeah, like, okay, Efe, can we talk about it?
like
Your
what
project.
do you mean by vision?
Vision is like the thing that you imagine to start with.
Okay.
Okay, let me try.
Yes, please.
So our mission is to, first of all, our problem is the chemicals in fruits and vegetables, and our mission is to find make a machine that can make a machine and how do you say it?
That can provide clean.
Like, yeah, and the machine and the chemical
cleaner chemical?
liquid.
Solution.
Solution.
Solution.
Our solution is a machine and a chemical liquid.
Chemical solution, it's called.
Ah,
Yeah. Chemical soluble liquid. Yeah. Solvent.
yes.
Solvent, I think. Yeah. Okay. But what is your mission? Actually, your mission is, maybe, can we phrase it in another way? Your mission is to provide people with clean vegetables to be obtained much more easily than the current methods.
Yes, like
That's a mission, right?
our mission is to make it faster
And
more cleaner,
and
like people should feel safe.
exactly. Yeah, and more convenient because it's their own use, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And the objective then is your objective is to develop a machine to do that,
Yes.
with which the people can do this. Very good. And your solution is then how you combine the chemical solvent with the use in the machine. So you define a chemical formula to do this, right?
Yes.
To make this vegetables clean. Okay. Because this is something that is new in your solution part. The machine works with this chemical solvent, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can we see the difference between the mission and the vision and strategic objective? Now, the mission is, what kind of experience do you propose to the customer? Okay? What kind of experience do you propose to the customer?
What does it propose?
Önermek.
Önermek, tamam.
Yeah. What is your proposition? What kind of experience the customer will go through by using your product? What is the mission that you fulfill in the customer's life? Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Now, in 5 minutes, I'm going to touch upon the next part only, but I'm going to stop at the marketing plan part because this is going to take the next week's session. What are we supposed to put in the target market and market analysis and competitor analysis part in the business plan, do you think?
Could you say again? I
What are we expected to write under the target market, for example? What kind, yeah,
Or like if we are doing technology things, we can say that our target is technology, right?
technology users, you mean?
Yeah, maybe.
Because market means who is using your product, okay? Target market means who is the customer segment, which is the customer segment that that is going to use your product or service. Market means piyasa, who is your customers, okay? So you're going to here define your customer, your intended, the customers that is most likely going to purchase your products or services. Who are they? What kind of decisions they make? What are their purchasing behavior? What is their purchasing behavior, etc. And by market analysis, once we identify these segments, okay, by market analysis, what do we mean? We mean two things. One, validating your idea either by conducting surveys, for example, primary research, or reading reports that somebody else has done before about the behavior of our customers. Remember, we talked about this in class. Primary research, secondary research. Can anybody remember? Çocuklar are you tired now?
Just I don't remember the answer.
Okay, very good. Market analysis, there are two types of market analysis. Market analysis is to do things to validate your idea in a very professional manner. And in order to validate your idea, to go to the field and ask, you go to the field and ask the customers through surveys, anket, through surveys, and ask their opinion about your solution, for example, or you go to the other reports, for example, the statistical reports or industry analysis or other company reports, etc., and learn about how is the market, who else is in the market, who are the consumers, who are the suppliers, etc. Okay? Is this clear now?
Yes.
Very good. And lastly, competitor analysis, by which we understand is who are our competitors? Who else is providing a similar service or product? How is our solution different as compared to the solutions of the other players in the market? This is called competitor analysis. And all these should be in your presentation that you are going to prepare at the end of the incubation period. Okay?
I didn't understand.
Bütün bunlar sizin prezentasyonunuzda olması lazım çocuklar. Kuluçka dönemi sonundaki prezentasyonunuzda. Tamam mı? I think we are almost there in terms of the time of the class.
Yes.
So the next session, we are going to stop here now. And the next session, I will do how to make a good presentation. Go over that subject. And then next week, come back and go over this list.